Welcome and thank you for being here. I want to begin with a simple question. What if just 5 minutes a day could begin to change how you feel about yourself, not only how your skin looks, but your confidence, your peace, and your sense of presence? At Law and Lily, we believe beauty is not something we chase in a hurried or anxious way. It is something we cultivate quietly, intentionally, and consistently, day by day. This session is really about the heart behind Law and Lily, not just the product, but the meaning of beauty, the power of ritual, and why daily care can become something much deeper than a routine. One of the reasons Law and Lily began is because I saw a problem in the skincare world. Many people assume that if a product says natural, it must automatically be safe, gentle, or truly good for the skin. But the truth is the word natural in skincare is not clearly defined or regulated in a meaningful way. That means products labeled natural may still contain synthetic stabilizers, petrochemical-derived ingredients, or components that do not truly support long-term. So for me, the question became, what really matters? And the answer is this, not the label, but the formulation, not the trend, but the integrity behind what is created. That is why Law and Lily is built on thoughtful formulation, careful selection, and a much deeper standard than marketing language. Law and Lily did not begin as a business plan or simply a market opportunity. It began much more personally. It began through years of life observation, lived experience, and a sincere search for truth in beauty. I began to ask, what does beauty really mean when we remove the noise of trend, advertising, and quick fix promises? What remains when we look at beauty through the lens of real women living real lives? What emerged was something much deeper, rooted in dignity, continuity, and care. Lord Lily was not created as a reaction to trend. It was created as a reflection of life, of what I had seen, what I had learned, and what I believed women truly deserve. When I think about where this philosophy began, I always return to the women in my family. My grandmother and my aunt, they lived long, meaningful lives well into their 80s, their 90s, and even beyond 100. And through every season of life, one truth remained constant. They never stopped caring for themselves. Their skincare was never about vanity. It was never about chasing youth. It was a quiet, faithful practice of self-respect. They taught me that caring for yourself is not superficial. It is part of living well. It is part of dignity. It is part of resilience. It is a way of saying, I still matter. My life still has value. I'm still worthy of care. From them, I learned that beauty is not separate from life. It is woven into it. There were also seasons in my own life when everything felt uncertain. And during those times, something very small became very powerful. Morning and night, just a few quiet minutes, caring for my skin became more than skincare. It became an anchor. It became a moment of stillness, a moment to reflect, a moment to pray, a moment to return to God's presence and remember I was seen, loved, and held. When life felt unstable, these small daily moments gave me something steady. They gave me something the outside world could not take away. That is when I began to understand that ritual is not a luxury. Sometimes it is a lifeline. That experience led to a very important realization. Consistency changes everything, not all at once, not dramatically overnight, but quietly, faithfully, daily. A ritual gives structure in chaos. It gives peace in uncertainty, and over time, it creates transformation, not only on the skin, but within the person. Yes, visible changes happen. Skin can become more hydrated, more radiant, more resilient, but the deeper transformation is internal. Something begins to shift in the way you carry yourself, in your confidence, in your sense of calm, in your awareness that showing up for yourself matters. Small faithful daily action have power. They shape not only results, but identity. At Lo and Lily, we do not begin with a demographic. We begin with a woman who is thoughtful, a woman who carries much, a woman whose time is precious. She does not need complication for the sake of feeling luxurious. She needs something meaningful, effective, and worthy of her time. She's also wise. She has moved beyond empty trends and quick fixes. She wants to understand what she is putting on her skin and why it works. And most importantly, she's ready not to be perfect, but to begin. Ready to show up for herself faithfully, gently, and intentionally. That is the woman we serve. And in many ways, she is every woman. The philosophy of Lo and Lily can be expressed in 3 words: purity, safety, effectiveness. These are not separate ideas for us. They belong together. First, the wisdom of nature. We value botanical plant-derived actives and time-honored ingredients that work in harmony with the skin. Second, the precision of science. We also deeply respect modern research, dermatological understanding, and evidence-based formulation. We do not believe women should have to choose between nature and science. We believe the two can work beautifully together. And third, respect. For skin and for the environment, we do not believe short-term performance should come at the cost of long-term skin health or environmental responsibility. This balance is the core of every formula we create. At Lo and Lily, what we leave out is just as important as what we put in. We avoid ingredients that work against the skin's long-term health, harsh sulfates, synthetic fragrances that may trigger irritation, parabens, and other ingredients that raise concern, unnecessary fillers, and ingredients selected mainly because they are cheap rather than because they are beneficial. What does this matter? Because skincare is cumulative. What you apply day after day matters. Over time, your choices shape not only how your skin looks, but how it functions. So our approach to clean skincare is not trend-driven. It is conviction-driven. It is about responsibility. It is about honoring the trust a woman gives us when she places something on her skin. What sets Lo and Lily apart is intentional formulation. In today's market, many products are designed to create fast, visible results, even if those results come with trade-off. But we make a different choice. We do not pursue short-term results at the cost of long-term skin health. We formulate to support, strengthen, and respect the skin, not stress it. That means barrier supportive ingredients. It means preserving hydration. It means respecting the skin's biology and maintaining balance. It also means we never remain static. As better, safer, and more effective ingredients become available, we continue to improve our formulations. That commitment to refinement is part of our integrity. Our promise is not hype. Our promise is careful, honest, continual devotion to what truly serves the skin. This is why formulation matters more than marketing. This brings us to the heart of Lo and Lily, the difference between a routine and a ritual. A routine is something you do. It is transactional. It is a task to complete. It often happens on autopilot. But the ritual is something you experience. A ritual creates a pause. It invites presence. It becomes a moment that belongs entirely to you. It is not just about application. It is about acknowledgement. It is about care. It is about quiet power. So when we talk about skincare as ritual, we are saying something very important. This is not only about what you put on your skin. It is about who you become in the process of showing up for yourself, faithfully, gently, and consistently. That is why ritual matters so much to me, because it changes the meaning of daily care. And this is where ritual becomes something more than an idea. When a woman practices this kind of care consistently, the results are not only meaningful, they are visible, felt, and lasting. Yes, over time, skin becomes more hydrated, more radiant, more balanced. But alongside those visible changes, something else begins to happen. Women often begin to feel more confident, more peaceful, more grounded in their daily lives. And that is very important to me, because true skincare is never only about appearance. It is about how you feel as you move through the world. So when women said that this ritual has become an essential part for their self-care, I believe what they are really describing is not just a skincare habit, but a change in the way they relate to themselves. And this is exactly why the 5-step ritual matters. At Lo and Lily, we do not see skincare as random products used here and there. We see it as a thoughtful process, one that supports the skin with intention, consistency, and care. Each step has a purpose. Together, they create a complete ritual that helps cleanse, renew, hydrate, nourish, and complete the skin in a way that works with its natural biology rather than against it. But beyond the skincare itself, these 5 steps also create something personal, a moment of pause, a rhythm of care, and the daily practice of showing up for yourself. That is why we call it a ritual, because it is not just about what each product does. It is about what this consistent, meaningful practice begins to do in you. So, my invitation to you is very simple. Begin where you are. Transformation is not a mystery. It is a process, both biological and emotional, that responds to consistency. With patient and faithful care, skin becomes more hydrated, more radiant, and more resilient. But something even more beautiful happens alongside that. You begin to feel more grounded, more present, more at home in yourself. And that is the true heart of ritual. Each morning and evening, you are not chasing perfection. You are choosing presence. You are choosing to show up for yourself with care, with intention, and with grace. So perhaps this is the moment to say yes to yourself. Not all at once, not perfectly, but simply with one small beginning. What is one small ritual you would like to begin this week? Thanks for being here.